Before we dive into this incredible HFY sci-fi story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Your support helps bring more epic tales of humanity's courage against the stars. And don't forget, share this video with a friend who loves sci-fi as much as you do. Picture this. For 3,000 years, the crystal world of Flamex had never known war. This translucent planet orbited its amber star in perfect peace, home to beings of pure condensed light who spent their incredibly long lives, studying cosmic harmony and preserving beauty in all its forms. The Flamexians were ethereal creatures. Think living starlight given form, who had built their entire civilization around one simple principle: peaceful coexistence with the universe itself. Their cities were grown from living crystal that sang in harmony with the planet's natural energy fields. But everything changed during the Festival of Convergences. This was their most sacred time, when Flamex's 3 moons aligned to create spectacular light shows that danced across the planet's crystal surface. Elder Zephyr 7, one of their most ancient and wise leaders, was observing the ceremony when something made his luminous form flicker with concern. A ship. Not just any ship. A sleek, organic-looking vessel of clearly hostile design was sliding silently through their upper atmosphere. Zephyr 7 had seen this type of craft before in intelligence reports, and his worst fears were about to be confirmed. "Maximum alert," he whispered, his voice echoing like singing crystals. "Activate emergency protocols." The snakes had found them. Now let me tell you about the snakes, and trust me, they're as terrifying as they sound. This reptilian civilization had built their empire on one thing: systematic conquest. We're talking about creatures with metallic scales, eyes that burned like hot coals, and absolutely zero mercy for anyone who stood in their way. They'd consumed dozens of star systems, enslaving entire species and strip-mining planets for resources. To the peaceful races of the galaxy, the snakes were basically living nightmares. Within hours, the full snake fleet materialized around Flamex like vultures circling prey. 23 warships, each the size of a small moon, arranged in perfect attack formation. Their black hulls seemed to absorb starlight itself, and you could see the deadly energy building up in their weapon ports. Supreme Commander Vextal, the leader of this particular death squad, opened communications across all Flamexian channels. His voice was pure malice. Imagine a serpent learning to speak just to deliver threats. "Inhabitants of Flamex," he hissed, "you have 6 rotations to surrender unconditionally. Your energy crystals will be incorporated into the Serpentine Empire. Resistance is futile." But here's where things get interesting, because Vextal had no idea what he'd just walked into. 3 years earlier, during a routine diplomatic mission, the Flamexians had made contact with a young species from a small blue planet on the galaxy's outer rim. These humans, as they called themselves, had initially seemed primitive by galactic standards. Their technology was basic, their planet was harsh, and they'd barely figured out faster-than-light travel. But Elder Zephyr 7 had seen something in them that impressed him more than any advanced technology ever could. "They are extraordinary," he'd reported after returning from Earth. "They evolved on a death world, surviving mass extinctions, constant warfare, and natural disasters that would have wiped out most species. And yet they still maintain hope. They still show compassion. The Flamexians had signed a friendship treaty with humanity, more out of curiosity than strategic necessity. They'd never imagined they'd actually need to invoke the mutual assistance clause. But when Zephyr 7 activated that emergency protocol, the distress signal shot through subspace and reached Earth in minutes. At Earth's Fleet Command Center, Admiral Sarah Chen received the message with an expression her crew knew all too well. The same look she got right before every impossible battle she'd ever won. "Flamex is under attack," she announced with deadly calm. "Prepare the Retribution." Now, the Retribution wasn't just a Star Destroyer. It was humanity's answer to every alien species that thought Earth would be easy prey. This 2.3-kilometer-long monster represented everything terrifying about human military philosophy. If you threaten our friends, we will end you. The ship housed weapons that bent the laws of physics and carried a crew of 8,000 soldiers trained for one purpose, protecting humanity's allies at any cost. ETA to Flamex? Chen asked her navigator. 16 hours at maximum warp, ma'am. We have 12. Make it happen. Meanwhile, back at Flamex, Commander Vextal was practically drooling as he watched his invasion preparations. The Flamexians had retreated to their crystal cities, their light forms pulsing in patterns he interpreted as pure terror. Perfect. Commander, one of his lieutenants hissed, detecting an anomaly in subspace. Single vessel approaching. Vextal turned his triangular head, metallic scales reflecting the control panel lights. One ship? Against our entire fleet? The lieutenant's voice was uncertain. Just one, sir. Vextal made a sound that might have been laughter. What species could be insane enough to... His words died as the Retribution materialized from subspace like a storm made of metal and fury. Here's the thing about humans. We don't waste time with dramatic speeches when our friends are in danger. The Retribution didn't try to communicate. It didn't make threats. It just opened fire. The first salvo of relativistic mass drivers hit the Snake flagship before they could even react. Energy barriers that had withstood attacks from entire enemy fleets just dissolved. 3 Snake warships simply ceased to exist in the first 15 seconds. Impossible! Vextal roared, watching his tactical displays explode with red warning lights. How can a single ship... Commander, his communications officer interrupted, voice shaking. They're transmitting. Admiral Chen's voice cut through the Snake bridge like a blade of ice. This is the Terran Star Destroyer Retribution. You attacked our allies. You have 30 seconds to surrender before I turn your ships into cosmic dust. For the first time in decades, Vextal felt genuine fear. Who are you? We're humans. And you just found out why the universe should fear us. What happened next wasn't a battle, it was a demonstration. The Retribution danced between the Snake ships like a predator playing with its prey. Its plasma cannons created temporary constellations of destructive light, while its fusion missiles rewrote the rules of space warfare. In exactly 43 minutes, the proud Snake fleet was reduced to floating wreckage and desperate surrender requests. From Flamex's surface, Elder Zephyr 7 watched in respectful silence. The humans weren't just fighting with superior technology, they were fighting with something that transcended machines and tactics. They fought with the righteous fury of protectors and the relentless determination of a species that refused to be intimidated by the universe. As the Retribution entered Flamex orbit, Admiral Chen established direct communication with the Flamexians. Elder Zephyr 7, your enemies have been neutralized. Flamex is safe. Admiral Chen, the ancient Flamexian replied, his voice heavy with gratitude. How can we ever repay this debt? Chen smiled, an expression no snake would ever see and live to describe. Simple, keep being our friends. In this universe, there's nothing more dangerous than someone who threatens humanity's family. As Flamex's 3 moons aligned once again, casting their light dance across the crystal plains, a new truth spread across galactic communication networks. The humans had arrived on the cosmic stage, and they hadn't come in peace for those who threatened the innocent. The destroyer's echo would reverberate through the stars for generations, reminding everyone that sometimes the monsters of the universe meet bigger monsters and discover that some monsters protect angels. And that, my friends, is why you never mess with humanity's allies.